Hello, this is Common Sense. I'm State Representative Patricia Morgan, and I want to welcome you to our new program, and also welcome my guest, Representative Sherry Roberts from the West Greenwich Coventry District, which is District 29.
Correct, yes. Thank you, Patricia. It's great to see you as always.
Yeah, nice seeing you too, and nice having you in our caucus. You know, our caucus, our Republican caucus in the State House doubled its numbers in this last election, which I think is a really good thing for Rhode Island, because now they'll get a different point of view, more robustly representative on that floor. But tell me, why did you run?
I ran because over the years, I just kept seeing these different injustices and saying, I wish this politician would fix this, or I wish that politician would. Why don't they fix this? And finally, it just dawned on me, why don't I just get in there and try to do it myself? I was a single mother. I had 2 children that I raised. I went through many struggles. I own a house, so, I understand property taxes. At one time, I became disillusioned. This wasn't too long ago, and I considered selling my house and moving out across the country somewhere.
You are not alone in that.
Correct. So, and then I said, well, why should I have to do that? If anything, I shouldn't have to leave my children and grandchildren. If anything, this state needs to change, because that's just not right. So I decided, if I'm feeling this way, I am sure many other people are feeling this way. So that's one of the greatest reasons why I ran. There are several others, but that's one of the greatest reasons. Of course, anybody would want to stay with their kids. So,
well, thank you for stepping forward, and I'm sure we know that the people in your district thank you too, because they elected you. I walked door to door as you did too, and I found many people that are totally just discouraged by Rhode Island right now, and they are talking about going to the Carolinas. In fact, we used to have this joke, it feels like there's a pipeline of people to South Carolina anymore. We don't want people to leave. We want to make it easier for them to stay here. So thank you for putting in the hard work and winning and coming up to the State House to represent them. Tell me, what were some of the things that, as you were going to door, that your constituents were telling you? What are they concerned about?
Property taxes is definitely one of them. The inability to have a business here succeed in Rhode Island. Small business owners, I've talked to a lot of them, high taxes and things like that. So there really is just a lot going on with the economy. It really needs to be fixed. A lot of concerns, actually. So.
Yeah, I found that too. The cost of living just keeps going up in Rhode Island, right?
Correct. There's no relief.
It's the things we have to buy, like food and electricity,
everything across the board.
Heating oil, yes. And then you add that layer of taxes that just seems to go up exponentially all the time.
Yes.
People are really struggling. There's a lot of stress out there. Mm-hmm. What committees are you going to be on?
I'm going to be the corporate committee and small business committee.
Oh, so that really goes into your enthusiasm over the business climate, the economic.
Correct. I think this is a great opportunity for me to learn more about the whole process, how it works, and it was also on my platform, because I'd like to help improve the economy, and figure out how to bring more businesses here and to help them succeed, to keep our residents here, obviously. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity. I'm really excited that I was assigned to those committees. So I just can't wait to see what we can do. I can't wait to even see some of the legislation that is currently in effect that we can change. So
yeah, those are important committees. Those really are, because they do deal with businesses and what makes them strong. If you don't have a vibrant corporate community, business community, you don't have jobs. And you don't have good paying jobs.
Correct. So if we can get this rolling and make some changes, we're going to obviously be able to put some money back into the economy. It just seems like common sense. If you can get, more money back into the hands of the people, it's going to go back into the economy. This is what's going to help us. We need to stimulate the economy. And this is also great, because this is something that I ran on. It was on my platform. So for me to have been placed on those committees was just a great idea. So I'm excited about that. And I can't wait.
Yeah, we have had high unemployment here in Rhode Island now for 8 years. It's been above 7% for 8 years. which I know you probably heard it as you were going door to door.
Yes.
People, they're not getting the wage growth anymore. They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about their companies. So I'm really excited that you're on those committees. I think you'll learn a lot, and you'll
Yes.
learn how to help our economy and our business climate here. Business climate to me is the same thing as jobs climate.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Same thing to me too. Yes.
Yeah. I understand that both West Greenwich Town Council and the Coventry Town Council have passed resolutions to oppose the roadmap Rhode Island. How do you stand with that?
I am completely opposed to it. No matter what, all the way across, I don't like the plan at all. I believe that it will infringe on people's property rights. And I think that what they're doing really is they're trying to package this as something that is just great because it's to stimulate the economy. It's really not. I believe it's a social experiment. If you read the wording in it, it doesn't even have any numbers or figures in it. So I believe that they're wrapping this to look like a great package and that people are falling for it. I believe that people really need to stop and pay attention and do their research. And when they see it online, follow the links, really get into it. And then they're going to see what I'm talking about. And anybody who is in approval of this obviously has not done their research. They don't know what they're talking about if they are in approval of this, because there's just no way. How would anybody want to sell out their own property rights? Do they really know what this plan entails?
Let me go back a little bit for our viewers. Roadmap Rhode Island was supposed to be an economic development plan.
Correct.
And even though it does do a little bit of it addresses the economy a little bit, there's a lot of emphasis put on social equity, social access,
Right.
transportation, and land use.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the land use part of that that's of a real concern to you.
Well, I don't like the plan at all. Yes, that's the major concern, but I really don't like the plan at all. The reason being is that it's aimed, I believe, at taking local control away from.
That's right. The
The
minute you
people.
take HUD money, you're going to give the rights over your town, your zoning laws, over to the federal government. And I don't see how a bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. knows what's best for West Greenwich or Western Coventry. I think the people out there moved out there for a reason.
Yes.
They wanted those larger lots, and
Yes.
they wanted to have the forests and that wonderful rural environment,
Correct.
which could be endangered by this roadmap, Rhode Island. So I hope everybody pays attention to that. That's going to be a battle. It has been
Yes.
a battle to now. I understand you're working on some legislation.
Yes.
You want to tell us about it?
Well, okay.
I know it's one of your passions here. It's one of the
Legislation.
reasons that you ran, too.
Yes. I want to be able to put the authority back in the hands of parents to protect their minor children who are of age of consent. So if there's a 16-year-old who is having sexual relations and being manipulated by a 24-year-old.
So right now the law is if you're 16, you are adult enough to have a relationship with somebody who's 30.
Correct, and the parent can't do anything to protect that child. So this law would give them the ability to impose a restraining order so that they will be able to stop that inappropriate relationship.
So you'll raise the age to the age of majority, which is 18.
Correct. That always
Still seems awful young to me, but at least you're protecting the 16 and 17-year-olds from being preyed
Correct.
upon by older folk,
Correct.
older people.
Yes, I believe that there's a discrepancy there, and I'm just surprised no one else has picked up on it. So, yeah, I'm looking to introduce that legislation.
Well, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And you'll learn how to go to judiciary then and testify on it. And people should be watching that, because if they're interested in it, they should come to the judiciary committee when your bill is being heard and testify with you. I think it's a good bill.
Thank you.
Be a valuable piece of improvement to Rhode Island.
Thank you very much, Pat.
And you're going to be a valuable piece of improvement to Rhode Island,
Thank
too.
you
So
so
thank you
much.
so much for running, and I'm really looking forward to working with you.
And you as well. Thank you.
Great.